Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is DejaVu, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you the games from the SC2GG weekly tournament. This is the first tournament done on June 6th, I believe it was. And this is going to be the finals, actually. This is going to be the finals. It's going to be between Racquetball, a Protoss player, and Zizu, a Zerg player. And this should be pretty fun. Racquetball has, let's go see who he beat on his road to get here. He beat Atom Bomb for Peace, Pippa, and Skits, while Zizu beat, let's see here, who did he beat? He beat Funny Banana Man, Rinku Hero, and Caffeine Free. So both of them have won 3 matches already, and now they are going to be playing for the finals. And the winner from this weekly tournament, as well as the tournament from June 8th, I guess it's 2 days different, like whatever, close enough for it to be weekly tournament, I suppose. The winners from those 2 tournaments will face off in order to determine the winner of a BlizzCon ticket. So that should be pretty fun. Whoever gets that ticket, I'm sure will be very, very happy to be going there. And let's see, this first map is going to be on Voices 4. It's a map I've never seen before. I believe that it's a map made by one of the made by like people or something on the SC2GG site. It looks like a pretty interesting map. Don't know too much on it. Certainly haven't played on it yet. And I know it's supposed to be a little bit interesting. There's 2 entrances into your main base. There's a one that's blocked by minerals, and then there's a lower natural expansion for you to take. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have, and what is going on? Someone's having trouble with their obsig. Whoever this is. Okay, we're having the Terran players lift off and run away. Racquetball is going to be in teal here in the top right, and then we're going to have Zizu in peach in the bottom left. Zizu is the Zerg player in the bottom left in peach. Racquetball, the Protoss player, top right in teal. And I do know Racquetball has been playing very, very well on the SC2GG Star Cup as well. I have seen him play a few games on that, and he usually wins a lot. He wins a lot. Zizu, I haven't seen him play too much, but I know he's also been playing in the Star Cup recently as well. And he's supposed to be a pretty darn good player too. And to get through the field so far, to get through a field of 18 and be part of the finals, he's got to be a pretty solid player. And we're just gonna see if either of these players are gonna try and do anything interesting. We will see. If you watch this probe, there's 2 ramps right by where that probe is by Racquetball. Okay, we're not gonna get to see it, but there's two ramps there, and the lower one goes to your natural expansion, and the upper one is blocked by minerals. And it does look like Racquetball is gonna do a Forge Fast expand here. I think he just threw down a pylon. And for Zizu, we're gonna see a 12 something is what it looks like. He's just started his Overlord, and we'll see whether he goes for a 12 hatch or 12 pool here. Since it is a 4-player map, I'm going to think that he'll go for a 12 hatch and hope that Racquetball doesn't scout him out as fast. And it does look like Racquetball is going to scout the top left base first, so he'll be coming and scouting Zizu second. And actually, it looks like no, it's going to be an overpool build here. Yeah, that looks like Overlord into spawning pool. So we're going to see. Hopefully, he's going to have to do a little bit of do some damage here with this overpool, and Racquetball is going to have to make sure that he gets a cannon or 2 up before he throws down his Nexus. Otherwise, he could end up being in a little bit of trouble by the early Zerglings. Though I'm sure Racquetball knows this, and he'll be careful. And he might wait just the extra couple seconds before he even builds his Nexus or the cannons, just to let his probe have time to go get that scout in. And the observer's just letting us know that Racquetball's not getting a gas, but obviously he is doing that Forge Fast expand, and you're not going to see a gas for quite a while from the Protoss player. Certainly not going to be early at all. And now Racquetball's going to get the scout, and he's going to see that it was an overpool build here. Or at least he's going to know that it was late enough that he probably only needs to throw down 1 cannon maybe before he throws down his Nexus, and then he'll have time to throw up the 2nd cannon later. I think that's what he will end up doing here. Yeah, he is throwing down 1 cannon. He might throw down the 2nd one just to be careful. Yeah, he is going to throw down the 2nd one just to be careful. And I do think that's a good idea by Racquetball, just to make sure that you don't get caught off guard. You certainly don't want to lose a game, especially in a final matchup, just because you forgot to get 2 cannons and you're just trying to be a little too playing a little risky there. The risk reward there just is not that great, especially at this relative amateur level. Now, first Zerglings are out for Zizu, and he's going to try and stop this probe and stop its scouting from here. And it looks like he only produced 4 Zerglings so far, so unless one of those later eggs is going to be a Zergling batch as well, he's only going to have the first 4 Zerglings, and he's just going to try and deal with this probe here. Now we're going to see the Nexus going down for Racquetball. It does look like Zizu's actually expanded as well at his natural expansion. Just checking out the mini-map for that. And actually he's throwing down a 3rd hatchery as well, so it's going to be a 3-hatch, 2-base build here. Possibly 3-hatch mutas, that's what I would expect. Pretty standard build. And now we're going to get to see, I guess, Neo Bowman and Revolver, I think, are watching. So they're going to be giving you some comments there if you want to read that or not. Your decision. Not a big deal either way. It does look like a probe or a drone actually died there scouting out the natural there of Racquetball. So that's a poor play by Zizu, unnecessarily losing that drone. Should have been a little bit more careful with that. The hatchery there at the expansion is up now, so he will be able to start taking advantage of that economy here. And the scouting probe finally does go down, thankfully. And it looks like Racquetball setting up a gateway here. He's going to have a pretty good block there. That is a very large ramp, so if there is a chance for a Zergling run by, I have to think, just going up through the top there around the cannons. I gotta think that the cannons would probably miss a lot of the Zerglings. I'm not sure if Zizu is going to be trying to take advantage of that. If he gets Zergling speed, he will be, but it doesn't look like he's going to be trying too hard. It looks like he's just going to send one Zergling up there to scout out Racquetball some more and make sure that he keeps tabs on what Racquetball's doing. And actually, Zizu throwing down a fourth hatchery now at his natural, well, I guess that's the third natural, so he must have tricked a drone maybe through, or maybe there's a second pathway to the that base. But either way, he did get another drone over there, so he's going to start mining, or start a hatchery there. Let's look, and I'm not sure. I thought Racquetball had already transferred his probes. It looked like he might have had a little mistake there, maybe a little pathing problem or something, and he wasn't able to get his probes over to the mineral line there as efficiently as he would have liked to, which is unfortunate for him. Only one Zergling for Zizu looking at Racquetball's base now, just hanging out, just gonna watch and try and see if what kind of build Racquetball decides to do. Definitely he's going to be watching that forge. If he sees that forge start spinning, he's going to know that Racquetball is going for some sort of a speed lot build or something if he sees that spinning up pretty soon. Otherwise, it's just going to be for scouting purposes and to keep tabs on the number of zealots Racquetball has out and things like that. And yeah, it just looks like Overlord's wandering around the map. It looks like we're going to see a standard game here. And okay, so here we go. Here's the Stargate for Racquetball. So we're going to see Corsairs coming out pretty soon, as you would expect out of a Forge Fast Expand build, as we always see Corsairs. And Hydralisk Den going down before Spire, I think. I didn't see a Spire going down anywhere. So this Hydralisk Den is going to be a Hydralisk build here. 4 hatch and no layer, it doesn't look like, unless the natural expansion hatchery turns into a layer. It's going to be 4 hatch Hydra here. Straight up, they're not going to be as upgraded. They're not going to be have much in terms of Scourge or Mutalisk support, but it is going to be a lot of Hydralisk. He can get a lot of Hydralisk off of 4 hatcheries and 3 bases here. Should be able to get a good number of Hydralisks out of here. Unfortunately, without the higher tech, he's going to be devoted to this early game build, and if he doesn't take this down pretty quickly, he could end up getting in some trouble here if the game goes on into the mid game. Of course, it's possible one of the other hatcheries is a layer. I wish the observer would show us, but I'm not getting to see. And yeah, okay, another gateway going down in the main for Racquetball, and he's starting to produce his first Corsair here. And there's a lot of typing going on. This is almost annoying, to tell you the truth. And a Citadel Vadoon, so this is going to be a Corsair. Well, we'll see. I don't know if he's going to go for a Corsair DT or maybe a Corsair with a speed lot build here. I'd like him to, man, I wish this observer would go check the forge, see if that's been spinning, and check the other hatcheries. Come on, observer, go check the other hatcheries, see if the layer's coming up. Can't tell yet. Still don't know. And the first Hydralisks are out, and they're going to come out, and they might actually be able to catch this Corsair by surprise. We'll see how the pathing works here, and the Corsair is going to be okay. It's going to take a couple shots here, but it's going to get a full obsing here. He's going to see everything that's going on in the base. He's going to know that, that hatchery is not a layer either, so he's going to know that there's no layer here, and that this is going to be a big-time Hydralisk push, early game Hydralisk push, pretty much an all-in build, to be honest, at this point. If he doesn't, he needs to do a lot of damage here with this early Zerglings and Hydralisk, otherwise he's just going to fall way too far behind tech-wise. And we'll see what he's able to do here. He's walking in now. He's going to fight the cannons, and the